Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to This Week in Dioramas. I am your host, Tech Chucker. If you aren't familiar with how this show operates, every week I go through Instagram looking for the coolest looking dioramas, and I showcase them right here on the show. If you would like to be showcased in a future episode, all you gotta do is upload your diorama pictures to Instagram and tag them with the hashtag ThisWeekInDioramas. We got an awesome showcase lined up for you today, but I also have an announcement, but I'm not gonna do the announcement during the intro. I'm going to put it a little bit into the showcase. I don't know if you guys are actually watching the intros, so I don't know if you're going to see it. So I'm going to throw it in there. You guys, those of you that are watching the show, are going to get a sneak peek or I guess a head start into a challenge. And that's all I'm going to give you right now. You get to watch into the episode. Make sure that you go to the Diorama HQ Facebook page. I'll have a link to it in the description below as well. It's a great group. It is a growing group. We just hit 4,300 members, something like that, which is insane. We've gotten so many new members. So go join that group as well. And I'm not going to take any more of your time in this intro. Let's just jump right on into the showcase. Let's get this showcase on the road. We're going to go through this quickly, and hopefully we're going to go through this without having to do any cuts. I am on a time crunch, so I don't have a lot of time to be able to edit this. But we're going to do our best, and we're going to do our best to give you a good show. And we're starting off first with, I think, a really good showcase. This is coming from 78 Points of Articulation. We've never showcased any of their work before, so welcome to the show. This is a really impressive looking piece. I love the way that this turned out. The brickwork, all of it looks so good. It's very impressive. I love this kind of just horizontal look that you've got here, different brick down here, and then kind of a tile here, and then again, another different kind of brick. And there's a lot of really great accessories that you've got throughout here with this little, I don't know if it's a food stand or what. So let's see, it says, fully handmade means each diorama is unique when finished. Yes, the overall aspects will be the same. So if you're interested in buying something like this, hit them up. What did it say? Limited to 21 pieces. They're going to make 21 versions of this with obviously some variations. And I got to say, this is just so impressive looking. Look at the door here, the little garage door with the signs and all of that. It looks so good. I just love the signs. All of it is just so awesome looking. I love the paint colors, the tones that you've got on there. The floor looks awesome. I'm just really impressed with it. And yeah, so great job. Can't wait to see more from you in the future. Next, coming from JSK Miniatures, Out of Order, small dio featuring my latest design, the 1/35th scale Twirly Bird coin operated ride. STL files for the ride are now up on there. Let's see, Sculpt 3D page, link in the bio, and our 25% off for the next week. So if you're interested in purchasing 3D print files, those are available, 25% off. I don't know how much they are charging, but go check it out if you're interested in it. That is for this little design here. And I have to say, if you are big into 3D printing, don't shy away from paying for designs, because it takes a lot of skill to be able to do these creations in 3D models, especially when it's not just geometric shapes like this. So this is really cool, and the fact that you were able to design this yourself is even better. I love the paint apps on here. This almost has a cell shading look. Cell shading, boy, that's tough to say. Try saying that 3 times in a row. It has that cell shading look to it on the ground, and I really dig the way that it looks. If you remember, as a child, out in front of the grocery store was always these little coin operated. Usually it was horses for us growing up, but these little things that they would just kind of rock back and forth. And it was always fun. My parents never really actually gave me any coins to do it, but you just sat in it still and you shook it. and then you looked all jealous at the kids whose parents gave them the quarters so that they could ride the thing legit. So great job on it. I love the paint apps on it. You really did a nice job with all of this. I just really am very impressed with it. Next, coming from What the Hell. So we've showcased some of his work in the past, and he always does very, very meticulously detailed work. And I pass over a lot of his work oftentimes just because, you know, I know he's a busy guy, so he's not watching this show or anything like that. But I saw this and I'm like, wow, this is so realistic. I kind of need to showcase this. So let's see, 6 months ago, I started building this portrait of a home in Toronto for a collector. It was a gift for his wife. The gift has been given, tears were shed, and now I can share it all. I'll start by just showing some pictures of it being photographed, then I'll start sharing process pics. So like I said, he does amazing work. It is so realistic. Make sure that you are following him, and then you can see some of the in progress as he posts that up, because I'm really interested in seeing what it's going to look like. This is just so incredible. It looks so absolutely realistic. Wow. Just look at the brickwork. It's so realistic looking. The color tones are so nice. The shingles also, I mean, just everything is so realistic looking. I wish I could get my works to look even remotely close to this realistic. Some of you guys just have skills that are just so above and beyond that I'm very jealous of you guys. So awesome job on this piece. I'm sure you won't see the video, but that is okay, because I just like being able to showcase amazing works that absolutely deserve to be in an art gallery, and this is one of those. Okay, you guys, it is challenge time. I challenge you to a sculpt off. Here's how it's gonna work. You guys are going to grab a chunk of XPS foam. It's gotta be foam, not wood, not any other materials. We are going to use foam, and it's best to use this high density foam instead of the packing foam with the little balls. But you are going to grab a chunk that is 2 inches by 2 inches by 4 inches in size. For those of you that are doing metric, that's 5 centimeters by 5 centimeters by 10 centimeters, roughly. If it's not exactly perfect, that's fine, not a big deal. But you're gonna start with a chunk roughly this size. What are you gonna be sculpting? We are sculpting kind of the quintessential prop that most all dioramas have to have at some point, and that is the fire hydrant. You will choose whatever style upright fire hydrant you want. It can be this kind, it can be the kind that they have over in Europe or whatever, but it needs to be a pedestal upright one, not a wall one. It's gonna be 1/12 scale, all hand sculpting. No tool, no power tools, but you can use hand tools, that's fine. So you can use files and sandpaper, X-Acto knives, utility knives, whatever you need to, as long as it's a hand tool. What can't you use? Obviously, you better not be 3D printing this thing or laser cutters, none of that. You can't use molds and resins and epoxy pourers, that sort of thing. This needs to be hand sculpted. If it's got a battery or it plugs in, probably not going to be able to use that. You can use glue. You can use glue to put pieces together, but you can't use wire, you can't use toothpicks, none of those other things that are going to become structure. So glue is fine. You can use hot glue. So that's the one thing it can plug in. That's fine. Hot glue, you can use Elmer's glue, you can use super glue, whatever kind of glue that you think will be needed, you can use those glues. Just make sure that the majority of your project isn't glue. It needs to be a majority foam. Fair enough? Good. So like I said, you're going to choose any fire hydrant style. It's going to be 1/12 scale. So that means that it's probably going to be anywhere between 2.5 to 3 inches in height, which is about 6 centimeters to 8 centimeters in height in metric. The challenge is open now. You guys are getting kind of a head start because I'll likely post an official invitation as a standalone video. So you guys get a little head start, but it's open now until October 31st. So there should be plenty of time to be able to get this hand sculpted into a little deal like this. You've got 2 places that you can submit. You can submit to one or the other or to both. That's totally fine. You can submit to the Facebook group Diorama HQ, link in the description below, or you can post it as a post, not a reel, not a story, but as a post on Instagram. And for either one of those places, you're gonna tag your post with hashtag TWID Fire Sculpt. Again, TWID Fire Sculpt is what you're going to post or tag it. Your submission needs to include, at the very least, a picture of your starting block, 1 to 2 pictures of your work in progress. So anything where it's beyond just the block, your progress, and then 1 nice picture of the completed sculpt unpainted. Now, optionally, you can also include a final picture with your project painted, but that's not required. Once you're done with those, then you're going to get it posted up to Facebook. And once I get enough posts that I could make an entire episode of This Week in Dioramas, I'm going to start doing episodes showcasing your submissions. So if I don't ever get any, well, then we're not going to do anything. If I only get like 5, then we may not do the challenge. But maybe we'll just keep waiting and waiting until I get 15, because I need 15 to be able to do an episode. If there's enough entries that I can actually do an episode, there will be a prize. So hopefully you guys will have the incentive just to push yourselves to see, can I actually hand sculpt this? But also there's going to be a prize. So what's the prize going to be? It'll probably be a gift card of some sort. That way then I can send it to anybody, whoever. I don't know how the winner is going to be decided, if it's just going to be me choosing my favorite or if we do a vote. We'll see. We got some time for that. But someone will likely get a prize. The most important rule, though, have fun. Have fun and push yourself, because some of you probably aren't sure that you could pull off something like this. So you have the choice of going as complex or as simple as you like. Just give it a try. You're going to have fun with it. Even if you fail, that's okay too. And if you have to start over, well, start over. That's okay too. There's more than enough material in here to get at least 1 fire hydrant out of here. I've already completed mine, and I will be posting up my video. It's a build video of how I did it in the next week or 2. I'm still editing it. It's very long. And I'm trying to condense it down. So there you have it. You have been challenged. Let me know in the comments below if you are accepting the challenge. Put in the comments, challenge accepted. And that way then I'll know, do I have some people that are interested, and did you even see this? So there you have it. We're going to get back into the showcase. Good luck if you're going to give this challenge a go. I'll see you at the end of this video. Next, coming from SageJGD, this is a really impressive hallway diorama piece. The first thing that just caught my eye is this color tone for the walls. That the wallpaper just looks so good. I love this kind of darkish reddish pink feel. That look just looks awesome. And then the woodworking that you've got throughout is just, oh, it is so good looking. You did a great job on it. Nice little end table thing here with a couple of jars or whatever on there. The door looks awesome. This really looks like it's coming from some movie scene or whatever. And then we've got the ceiling. You actually have the detailed ceilings, kind of like almost like a Victorian style. Maybe I'm getting my styles wrong, but the lights also just really add to the realism of this piece. It looks so good. Look at that. That is, wow. Absolutely phenomenal. Wow. Great job. Next, coming from DDTripleD Nice and Whiteword Official. So this is, we had a translation. Part 1, tip of the iceberg. This is my biggest work to date. It was inspired by the new album of the Ukrainian band Whiteward. Ward, where I can't say this. I'm sorry. I'm having a hard time with that word for some reason, which in turn was written under the impression of Mikhail Kobasinski. I'm gonna get that wrong too. Novel Intermezzo. Original photo is at the end. I recall seeing that. This is, again, the realism of this piece is spectacular. There's so much detail in this piece. And then when we get to the last picture, it's just so cool to see the reference picture. I love the way that the shingles are looking on here. That looks awesome. The planks or the wooden siding, and with so many of the pieces missing and we can see the studs behind it, that is just awesome as well. But let's back up. the base really looks like actual ground that you just kind of scooped it up out of the ground and have it hovering there, which is so incredible. I'm just really impressed with it, but I want to get to that last picture. Let's get there. This is, I believe it's an album cover. This is the original, and this is the diorama piece. I mean, it's a spitting image. You did a great job with the paint apps, the sculpt, the construction of it. It's just really a solid looking piece. You did so good on it, so congratulations. Next, coming from New Future Customs, let's see, basic temple ruins. Again, huge props to Euler's workshop. I used his technique to create flocking using sawdust and paint. Yes, if you aren't aware of Euler's workshop, I talk about him almost every episode, so go check out his YouTube channel and his Instagram. But this diorama looks really good. We've showcased New Future Customs. Let's see, does it have his actual name in here at all? So Nato Curtis. Your work has really been progressing and doing very well, and this is what I really love about this community is you guys are always learning and improving from project to project, and this is just a really solid looking piece. I really dig the stonework that you've got throughout here. That looks awesome. The columns look awesome. And the fact that you didn't just do completely straight with no seams, because when you look at the ancient ruins, it's not just one solid column. It is pieces that look to be put together. That's another great detail that you added in. Some really nice cracks and weathering that you've got on here. And then your grass flocking really does look very nice on this piece. I think you did a great job. Something that would really go a long way with this piece is, and this is just, you're just showing the pictures of it. So when it is being displayed is to either have a nice solid background and then a little light that will light up the background drop, or you could have a printout behind it. Either one would be super cool. There's so many cool things that you could do with this. Mythic Legions, you could do He-Man, you could do any number of things, which is so cool about this piece. So great job on it. Some nice little work in progress pics so that we can see what it took to get to this. Always love the work in progress pictures, so always try and include a couple of those if you can when you're posting up your work. All right, this next one is coming from Dioramas, Tom, the Dirty Neighborhood. So this is a little basketball hoop. It's actually kind of a very small little diorama, but there's a lot of detail packed into this little package. And we'll start by talking about the basketball hoop. This is kind of the quintessential, we don't have an official backboard and hoop, so we made one, and that is really cool. I really like this little detail where it looks like the edge is kind of breaking off. It's almost like they're using some sort of 4x8 foot plywood, and I really like it. I think it adds so much character. The graffiti that you've got tagged on there looks awesome. The actual hoop looks awesome as well. It looks like it's been, put together with some pieces that were found in a junkyard or whatever, and I love it. I absolutely love it. We've got a little plastic lawn chair here, some garbage bags, all sorts of cool little details. Look at these tiny Dorito chips that are coming out of the Dorito bag. We got little looks like French fries, cigarette pack. This is just, there's so many details in this tiny little thing. We got plant life. Wow, there's just a lot going on in here, and it's just so cool. I'm really digging on it. Look at this. See, I said it's a little package, just this little thing, but there's so much going on with it. It's going to look so cool on a shelf. It's got a story behind it, which is awesome. So great job on this piece. All right, this next one is a video that I thought was really interesting, and I wanted to showcase it because going back to, New Future Customs, they were talking about flocking, and this is showing how you can do flock. If you're not familiar with what flocking is, it's basically a material oftentimes made out of sawdust, and it's either dyed or painted green and yellow or whatever color you want it to be, and then it's sprinkled onto your piece so that then it looks like it's moss or grass or whatever. And the easiest way to get it to stick is using some sort of glue, either PLA glue or Mod Podge or whatever, anything that's gonna stick and dry. And then usually you'll spray it down after, like he's doing, and that way then once you've sprinkled it on, because you don't want the top portion to start falling off, you spray it, or you can drip the glue on it and it'll basically dry super hard, and you're not very often gonna lose pieces coming off. So I wanted to showcase this. Also, I did want to kind of give you props for the paint apps on this little stump. It looks really good. I love the cut off portion, if you can see in the video, with the rings of the tree. That looks awesome. The bark looks great. I just love it. So awesome job, and thank you for sharing some knowledge to the rest of the community about, you know, how you can do this flocking. There are still folks that have never done it, and now you see how easy it is. You can make your own flock, or you can go buy it from the hobby stores. This next one is coming from Dioramaquillas Hobby. Let's see if I hover over, it just says FK on there. So let's see, this diorama contains mostly 100% handmade accessories, as well as some that I have acquired in different places. It has invested a great variety of materials and hours of work that make it one of my favorite dioramas. So this is a two-piece diorama. Well, it's not really two-piece, it's two sides, roughly. You've got the exterior, and then you've got an interior. Let's talk about the exterior first. This brick looks spectacular. It's so good. I've not seen brick this thin done very often. So my question that I'd love to know is, did you actually cut these lines, or is that painted in? That I gotta know. The siding looks so cleanly done, and your trim looks spectacular. It is so cleanly done. If that's all hand done or from scratch, wow, that's just excellent looking. And then we're gonna get into the interior. Look at this. Look at how incredible this interior is. I mean, come on, you guys. This is just insane. If most of this is either handmade or, you know, a few pieces you've gotten throughout the time, I mean, this is just, wow, look at the wallpaper. Looks so impressive. I love the crown molding that goes, the nice, deep, rich look of the wood. And then you've got the little fireplace behind with the hearth. Oh, this is so incredible looking. We got a grandfather clock, a little chess piece, or a chess set. Great lighting on this shot with the green. Wow, this is just absolutely incredible. You guys have really blown me away this week. Every week I say that, but it's because you guys just keep throwing these amazing dioramas at me every week. So great job. Next, coming from, what are we gonna say? David Bell, Miniature Magil. So let's see, the Mandalorian diorama, Mando, made from Bandai 1/12 scale model kit. Blurg was handmade out of polymer clay. So this guy, handmade, hand sculpted. That's pretty freaking awesome. Look at these teeth. That mouth looks so good. And the paint right around the lips, that little bit of paint variation, that is so good looking. The base looks awesome on here. I'm just really impressed. So if this is a model kit, I'm guessing you have to paint this. I'm not really sure, but I think you have to paint those. This is just so impressive looking. The rocks just look so realistic. So awesome job. I'd love to see a couple more angles of this. You might have that on your profile, so I'll have to go check it out after I'm done recording the episode. And I encourage you guys to do the same. All right, next, coming from Debbie Madam. Okay, no, Debbie Mazdam SFX. Let's just go with SFX, special effects, makeup, and minis. Debbie Mazdam. God, I know that I've showcased you before, and I've probably botched your name, so I apologize. I think it's Debbie Mazdam. Could be wrong. Okay. I enjoyed making these Star Wars props and dioramas with the diorama builder. Want something special made or customized? Go check him out. Honestly, DM both of them because the work here is amazing. We build 2 gigantic Return of the Jedi dioramas to display Jabba's sail barge. The Scarlax inhabited the great pit of Carcoon in the Dune Sea of Tatooine. Also weathered and painted the AT-AT and Snowspeeder, made nice landscape and tow cable to complete the Battle of Hoth diorama. Also build 2 big Tatooine settlements and a scene from The Mandalorian made from foam, sealed with plastic crate, and later painted. Wow, this is just, look at this. Look at the paint detail on this. And we've actually got the little speeder going around. That is just spectacular. Wow, this is incredible. Absolutely love the work. So cool. That would be fun to be in your workshop, watching you guys work, just playing around with all the stuff that I'm sure you've got laying around and just seeing how this stuff gets created. I am digging it a lot. So great job. I do apologize if I said your name wrong. Last but not least, coming from Uncle Jim Workshop, this is Jim Hung. Let's see if that thing will go away. Oh, this doesn't give me any real explanation. I think this is a Mythic Legion's helmet, maybe? But I really like this piece. It is simple, but there's a lot of detail in it. So number one, all of the cracks and the weathering that on this little base thing look awesome. And it's here displaying this really cool looking helmet. And the paint apps are so impressive looking. Just really am digging the way that that looks. The rust that you've got on these different cracks and whatnot that must be coming from this metal thing that's wrapping around just looks so impressive. And then we have what looks to be a skull and spinal column of some sort of creature. So there's not much for information in the description here, but it's really impressive. So if you guys are wanting to get showcased, I definitely really am begging, put information into the description so that we know what all of this is, because a lot of you guys know all of these things already. I'm not very well versed in a lot of the comic book lore and the, pop culture, all of that stuff, the video games. I know a few things. And so this, I'm just butchering anything of what this is actually. So I'm only able to talk about the workmanship, and the workmanship is top notch. I love the way that it looks. It's very clean, but it has some really nice weathering, and the paint apps are just, so incredible. So great job on this. Alrighty, there you have it, folks. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, the bell notification. What are you waiting for? Just do it. Leave a comment. Let me know if you're going to participate in the challenge. If you're unsure, whatever. If you are unsure, just do it. Just do it. I think you're going to have fun with it. If you scrubbed through and missed what I'm talking about, go back and watch it, because I think you're going to have fun if you join this challenge, and there might be a little prize for you at the end. So there you have it. I hope you have a great weekend. I'll see you next week.